Texas League Baseball is next. And good afternoon, everybody. We welcome you into Sunday afternoon baseball. And now here is the star of the show, the one, the only, John Baker. Thank you, Bob, and hello, everybody. Happy Sunday as we get set for the final game of our 6-game set between the visiting Amarillo Sod Poodles and your San Antonio Missions. Well, today is Bark in the Park Sunday presented by our pet supply places like Petco and PetSmart, and also our affiliated sponsor, West Creek Trail Rides. To book a trail ride, just call 210-616-6585 or do it online at www.westcreektrailrides.com. Well, today after the game, Missions will head north. They go to Tulsa to take on the Drillers in a 6-game set. We will be live early on Tuesday morning at 11 a.m. Be here at 10 because that is going to be a pretty good day for us as we get things rocking and rolling there at DCJ Field. Wednesday afternoon as well, we'll have a 12 o'clock game as we'll have Severe Weather Awareness Day. First pitch at 12:05 with the gates opening at 11. Go online now at samissions.com, purchase and print your tickets from home. You can also find us on Bally Live and here on YouTube Live as well, Tuesday through Sundays. Whether we're home or away, you can still watch us and have a good time as we have our 6 games through the week. Well, anyway, we're joined in the booth by our friend and partner, Bob, and yes, he brought the dogs too. First time of the season, and so far, just a pretty nice one. Yeah, I got to say, thank you, John, and hello, everybody. How are y'all doing? Happy Sunday, and a happy Sunday to you, too. Well, overcast conditions as we get ready to go here this afternoon. The sun trying to peek out, and so far, not a lot going on with that. I mean, the cloud cover is still keeping the sky covered, but the sun, the warm temperatures about 82 degrees as we get ready to go for this Sunday afternoon. We've got to say, Bob, absolutely right about that. And so far, as you may notice, that last night was a pretty good ball game. The final score as Amarillo won it through extra innings was 12-10. And so far, that was a pretty good win for Amarillo on the road. Yeah, I got to say, John, they pick up Game 5, and the fireworks show was extremely good as well. So, yeah, today is the final game. It could be any one of these two ball clubs' game. If they win here today, that is also good. Well, anyway, not only is it Bark in the Park Sunday, but today kids can run the bases after the game, and so far, everybody just join up near first base, go to second, third, and home, and you made it on your way as kids can run the bases after the ball game after today. Well, anyway, we're going to give our special shout out to West Creek Trail Rides of San Antonio. As always, we're honored and blessed to be a proud sponsor of them. Whataburger served hot and fresh 24/7 for all of San Antonio and for all the towns of Texas, like from San Antonio to Amarillo to Midland and Corpus Christi, which Corpus Christi, they originated back in 1970, and so far they spent about 75 years in business, and well, so far it's about 76 years right now, as evidently last year we had free Whataburger to celebrate a joyous occasion on the 75 years of being in business. And so far, Whataburger served hot and fresh. Anytime the Missions hit a double, then anytime that player gets everybody in the stadium double meat cheeseburger coupons courtesy of your San Antonio Missions. So that, yeah, if you are hungry, then I hope you brought a pretty good appetite. That one coupon is a, no purchase necessary, a double meat cheeseburger with courtesy of a French fry or onion ring on the side, and that special drink that all of us love, Dr. Pepper. The best drink in over South Texas and all over where Dr. Pepper is. It's the greatest in the United States. Well, anyway, we're going to go ahead and get onto our ball game today, and so far, may the best team win here in the series finale against Amarillo. And after that, we'll head to Tulsa, and we'll start up there at our 11 o'clock in the morning game on Tuesday. Wednesday, it will be a noon game. And then Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night games starting at 7:05. And then next Sunday, as we'll wrap it up in Tulsa at 1:05. And then we're back home. We take on a 12-game homestand, our leadoff 6 against the Midland Rockhounds. And then the next following 6 with the Wichita Wind Surge. Also, it is my birthday coming up, as you may know. Flying Chanclas will be back in town, as that will be on Thursday, May 7th and the 8th on the 2 days. And so far, going to be a pretty good day, a good week. And yeah, month of May is always the best time to have some fun. Also, don't forget on that weekend, you can go to the ball game, West Creek Trail Rides, and everything else that you love. That is absolutely right. Could have said it better myself, my friend. But anyway, got to say, as we get going here today, we are going to get a pretty good one. Everybody's starting, and I guess I would say that Wichita and Northwest Arkansas was postponed last night as they got up to the top of the 5th inning, and it was delayed as strong to severe thunderstorms. Yep. Tornadic activity is extremely high as we get into close the end month of April and getting ready for May. I mean, everything is starting to turn now as it was the last year. If everybody knew what happened last year, that June 5th of 2025 was a tornado outbreak. I mean, right outside of Lubbock and Amarillo. And so far, the San Antonio Missions were up in Amarillo during the time we had that major hailstorm. And so far, I got to say, I don't think anybody would forget that day where Water Ridge Field in downtown Amarillo reported large baseball-sized hail, and that tornadic supercell that dropped a F5 on the ground just outside between Lubbock and Amarillo both. But that storm from Lubbock was going east away from Amarillo, so that was a pretty good thing that it did. But many towns going east, southeast of Amarillo, that was just kind of rough around the edges. Yeah, I gotta say, John, absolutely right about that. Could have been really bad on that end. I gotta say, absolutely right. Well, anyway, we're just about set to go for the top of the first inning for Amarillo, and we'll conclude our pregame show right here and now. And we're going to take you downstairs as we get your game here today, the last of the 6-game series between the Sod Poodles and San Antonio. It is hazy and it is overcast here. I was going to say mostly cloudy, but most evidently I would kid you if I did say that. But anyway, it is cloudy conditions and really hazy. The humidity is just up there, 98%. Garrett Hawkins coming in, 4-seam changeup slider, 2-seam fastball on the mound as he'll get things going as a starter for San Antonio. And so far, pretty good. The center fielder is Jack Hurley as we get ready to go on the Sunday afternoon And let's have fun and play ball. And the first pitch is thrown in for a strike. The count now 0-1. We got Wichita and Northwest Arkansas, Amarillo and San Antonio, Midland and Springfield, Corpus Christi and Arkansas, Tulsa and Frisco. The Rough Riders and Drillers will start at 4 o'clock this afternoon. That one is high fly in the air, straight away up to right field. And caught at the wall is the right fielder Carpathios. And what a magnificent play that was. Let's go ahead and give the visiting Amarillo Sod Poodles starting lineups on the screen. Hurley, Ortiz, Reddy will be the leadoff 3. Pena, Waldschmidt, Vukovic will be middle. Fernandez, Luis, and Serta rounded out for Amarillo. Angel Ortiz coming in as he'll hit that one change-up foul, and the count now 0-1. Join us live Tuesday morning, 11 a.m., right on the dot. San Antonio Missions taking on the Tulsa Drillers. And that's going to be a line drive up to left field. That's a base hit in front of Kai Murphy. Well, you got to say, John, they're really coming out first of the day, getting something going. Well, that is for sure. Danny Soretti coming in. And here's the pitch, and that's a four-seam outside. The count now 1 ball and no strikes. Fans watching from Amarillo there at Water Ridge Field in downtown Amarillo. It's Sod Poodle territory. Here's the 1-0, and that's a swing and miss. The count now 1-1. 1 on, 1 out here in the top of the first inning for the Sod Poodles. And the pitch, that is chopped foul and still hanging on at 1-2. Great day for baseball. Come out to Nelson Wolff Stadium because we have a lot of innings to go here today. So make sure you come out and enjoy a game. A lot of dogs here, and as I said before, kids can run the bases after today's game. Straight away up the center fielder is Kai Roberts, who made the play for the out, and that's out number 2. Manuel Pena, the first baseman, coming up for Amarillo. Wind up and the pitch, and that's a high pop-up right there. Left field is Kai Murphy. He's camped under it and makes the play, and that's the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on for Amarillo. And we head to the bottom of the first inning. No score as we leave the half inning. So Acuna, Roberts, and Salas will lead it off when we come back from our commercial messages here in this one. Bounce set to go for the bottom of the first right now on the Missions Baseball Network. Avery Short, a left-hander, will get the ball for the visiting side, as Amarillo will get the bottom of the first with him coming out. Four-seam slider, curveball, changeup, and a two-seam fastball. But most importantly, Bob, that 95-mile-per-hour fastball is what you could be worried about if you get struck out by that high velocity of rate on the speed and trajectory of where that fastball will go. Francisco Acuna leading it off for San Antonio, and that is in for a strike. The count now 0-1. So far, a pretty good day today, trying to get a series finale win here at home. That's right there, up the left field, and that's out number 1. With that, let's give the San Antonio starting lineups. Acuna, Roberts, and Salas would be the lead on 3. Sanabria, Carpathios, Fabian will be middle. Verdugo, Murphy, and Castagnon will round it out for San Antonio here today. Center fielder Kai Roberts coming up now. Wind up and the pitch by Short. And that's in for a strike. The count now 0-1. No balls, 1 strike the count. And here's the pitch. That's going to be right there. Line drive straightaway center field. That's a base hit. A hit even on both sides between the Sod Poodles and San Antonio here today. Which that right there proves efficiently how good a baseball gets when it gets up to a base hit. Ethan Salas coming up now as he'll take a strike inside. It's the count now 0-1. Can't wait to be back with y'all here at this ballpark on Tuesday, May 5th. We take on the visiting Midland Rockhounds. Here's the 0-1. Right there. Line drive to right. That's a base hit. And that's 2 back-to-back base hits this half inning. And boy, things turn for the better if they could get some runs in and hopefully continue the way that they go. Now, for sure, that's going to be one thing or another that they could get something going and hopefully get those runners home. 1 ball, no strikes to Romeo Sanabria as he comes in, first base. Got a great crowd here today, right, Bob? Yeah, I got to say, John, absolutely right. We love to come and, hey, tell that dog to simmer down, will you? Hey, y'all, calm down now. Hey, Kate, quit playing. Hey, stop it. Hey, I quit. Hey, if you two don't quit, I'm just going to throw y'all outside. How about that? No, don't do that, John. It's okay. I can take care of it. So 2 balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be right there. Line drive up to left field. That's a base hit. Now the bases are loaded for San Antonio. And first time around that the Missions come in and try to get something going. Man, gonna be a pretty interesting crack of the bat if they could get a grand slam by Braden Carpathios. Oh, that's gonna be a pretty good one, and they're gonna contest that one. And that was overturned. So, yep, it will go 1 ball and no strikes. Good eye by Braden Carpathios as he put that one right there for his team. That's a strike. And that's a strike. The count now at 1-1. Jeff Andrews, I'm telling you, man, you got to wake up and watch where that ball goes. If it's in the center middle, then you know it's a strike. If it goes out left or right, then you know it's not going to be a strike. It will be a ball. But tell you one thing, I'm not no home plate umpire. I wished I was. I'd be calling balls and strikes. That's going to be right there. Line drive, center field, base hit. 1 run scores in. 2 runs come in. And that's a 2-run single by Braden Carpathios. And San Antonio will jump ahead. It's now 2-0. Man, tell you one thing. It's a pretty good thing when you see that San Antonio is going to come in early, get something going, and see if they could get this game here this afternoon on the home finale against these 2 ball clubs. That's right. That one's going to be outside for the ball. The count now 1-0 to Albert Fabian. Designated hitter by the San Antonio Missions. Now, I do apologize to Jeff Andrews. I know he's doing his job, and hopefully he doesn't come up here and tell me off, say, look, boy, you're not no home plate umpire, so don't even go there with me. Yeah, he would probably tell you that. That's right there, line drive, and that's a base hit. And that's going to put 2 more runs on. And that's a 2-run triple. Albert Fabian comes in and puts 2 more on the board. And now San Antonio is really starting to get things going here today. Man, I tell you one thing, John, that was a beautiful line drive straightaway center. And that is putting San Antonio up by a grand slammer. Rosemont Verdugo coming in now, as that will be in for the strike. And the count now 0-1. Well, that pitching coach does not look happy, let me tell you. I don't think anybody is happy when you give up that many runs and you know that it's going to come back and haunt you later. Because most evidently, that could really beat you up later. Yeah, like last night when Amarillo won 12-10. That was a ball game that I don't think all of us would ever forget in this season. I don't think so either, John, but I tell you one thing, that was really a good time to just cry your eyes out because you lost that one. You're funny. Well, the left fielder is Kai Murphy, as he'll strike up on the on-deck circle. And that is going to be right there now to play foul. And the count now 3-2. Full count now to Verdugo. And that is ball 4. And he lost him. Well, Kai Murphy coming in now, as he'll get things going. Trying to stretch it for the 5-0 lead. And did they say he went? No, appealed down by David Eisenhower. He did not. David Eisenhower, our third base umpire, just called that one a safe zone. So 2 balls and no strikes. First and third, 1 away. San Antonio up 4-0 here in this ball game. Swing and a miss. The count now is 2-1. By golly, that was nasty. Yeah, I gotta say, Bob, when you swing and miss, that'll literally just beat you up and take your lunch money later. Marcos Castañon on deck now for San Antonio. And that will miss for ball 4. And here we go again. The second time San Antonio has the bases loaded. And boy, I tell you what, damage could be done if this isn't stopped immediately. That one is down and in for the ball. The count now 1-0 to the second baseman, Marcos Castañon. Ooh-wee. I can smell something burning already. Well, what do you smell burning? I don't know, but it smells something like barbecue or something. Barbecue ribs. Ooh, I love barbecue ribs. Well, we got left-handed Cole Drake coming in at the Sod Poodles bullpen as he'll get things warming up. And that's the count now, 1-2. Bases loaded here in the bottom of the first inning twice again. And that is going to be foul. The count now 1-2. Here is the 1-2 delivery. And that is outside for the ball. The count now 2-2. Ooh, San Antonio is getting up there. Oh, yikes. 3 balls, 2 strikes. This one is a real nasty one. You don't have anywhere to put anybody. You're in a 3-2 count, so you got to make sure to choose your pitches wisely. And just like that, Short gets out of the jam of the first strikeout for him. Francisco Acuna coming in now. He's 0 for 1. Avery Short getting that strikeout, which that was pretty good right there. And that's going to get in for a strike. The count now at 0-1. San Antonio 4, Amarillo nothing. Bases loaded, bottom of the first. And that is going to be bashed. That is high. That is going. It's down. And that will get some runs in. And that will be a ground rule double, making it 2 more come across the plate. San Antonio getting 6-0 here in the bottom of the first. And that is going to do for Avery Short not having it here this afternoon, and the manager displeased with his performance. Well, if I was a manager, I probably would have been displeased with his performance too. He's not focusing on all cylinders. Let me tell you that for a certain point of view. I guess you would be right there on Bob. Goldrake coming in as a left-hander. He'll be the first in relief to pitch in an early start of this ball game. Now you got the 7th run at third, the 8th run in second, and the center fielder is Kai Roberts. 6-0 San Antonio here in this ball game, and that's going to be right there. Line drive straight away up to left field. That's a base hit. Getting down. And that's going to put 2 more runs in to score, making it a 8-0 San Antonio lead. And that's a double by Kai Roberts as he comes in and gets everybody double meat cheeseburger coupons, courtesy of Whataburger. It's one served hot and fresh 24/7 for all of San Antonio. And gotta say, pretty good. That's a strike inside to Ethan Salas as he gets going. Pretty good afternoon for the Missions. And here is the pitch. That one is high fly in the air. Still going, still going, still going. Right there at the wall as he hits it to make the catch. 8 runs, 7 hits. And no errors for San Antonio. Second inning coming up. San Antonio up 8-0. By golly, that was a pretty good inning. Ryan Walschmidt, Vucevic, and Fernandez will lead it for the second inning for Amarillo when we come back. Now set to go for the top half of the second inning. Right now, the Missions Baseball Network. Welcome back, everybody, as we lead it off the top of the second inning for the Amarillo Sod Poodles. Boy, a massive blowout during the last half inning for San Antonio. That was wild. High in the air, up to center field. And it is Ty Roberts to make the play for out number 1. A.J. Vukovic coming in now, as he strides up next for Amarillo. Here's the first pitch, and that's going to be line drive, a base hit straight away up the left field in front of Kai Murphy. And that is a one-out single for A.J. Vukovic. Wind up and the pitch, and that is going to get crushed out the left, and that is gone. Jose Fernandez, first home run of today, will now put it to a pretty good one, as they'll chip away at the deficit. 6 runs trailing San Antonio. It's now 8-2. 388 foot, 94.2 on the exit velocity, which that right there is pretty good. Here is Genzel Lewis. And he'll take a strike inside. It's the count now 0-1. Lewis coming in. And from the windup and the stretch. And that's right there. And the third baseman just jumps up in midair and grabs that one. And that is out number 2. Christian Serta coming in now. He's the catcher. Our score here today, top of the second, San Antonio 8, Amarillo 2. If you're joining us here at the ballpark today, we welcome our visitors. Also, those that are watching online here in YouTube Live. Here's the 0-1. And that's going to be right there. Line drive, hit the wall, up the left field. Kai Murphy cuts it off and gets it going. And there is another 2-out single. Boy, he's starting to get around with the baseball, right, John? Man, he sure is. Here is Jack Hurley. Hurley coming in, ready to go. That is the same direction, up in left field. That's a base hit. Getting down. Here comes the runner. And they pick him off at the plate. Ha ha. Boy, yeah, that was a good play right there. He got him on his toes. And right on time, they get the out, but 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors, and they leave 1 on. We head for the bottom of the second inning, and it is 8-2 San Antonio. Now set to go for the bottom of the second, right now on the Missions Baseball Network. Romeo Sanabria coming in now as we lead off the San Antonio home half of 2. Old Drake on the mound for Amarillo coming in as he'll throw in the first pitch in for a strike. It's 0-1.
Ball, no.
That is down and outside, 1-1. Boy, San Antonio have 2 grand slams. Well, I'm not saying that any grand slams happen here today, but they're up 8-2, bottom of the second. All 8 runs committed to the bottom of the first inning. So that right there, pretty interesting.
Ball.
And that is in for the ball. The count now full. And the right fielder, Braden Carpathios, awaits on the inside. And that's right there for a called strike, but they're going to contest that and see right where it was. And it stands. It's strike 3. Show track will tell you the truth on that. And here's right fielder Braden Carpathios as he comes in. Wind up and a pitch. And that's outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Could have some little bit of rain this evening. Evidently not like a couple weeks ago when we took on Corpus Christi during that time. 7th inning come down, a pretty good rain shower. Yeah, I remember that. We had close range lightning during that afternoon. Yep, I remember that. Here is the 2-1 delivery. And that is chopped foul. And the count still holding. We get into a 2-2 count. And that one is crushed. Gone. Braden Carpathios puts that one out of reach. And the whole house is erupting in applause. Man, gotta say, for a Sunday afternoon, you came out for Demolition Derby for the second time in this week. Yep, and you came right on target on that one there, partner. 6-hole batter is Albert Fabian. Coming in as that's in for a strike. The count now 0-1. 1 for 1, 2 RBI triple in the first inning by the designated hitter Fabian. Fabian served 3 seasons with San Antonio. He's been with us since 2024. And so far, pretty good. Here's the pitch. That's down and in for a count now 1-2. Boy, gotta absolutely love the San Antonio atmosphere. Just a sight of sore eyes to see. Well, right there, called strike, and that will be the second one for Cole Drake. Rosemond Verdugo coming in now as he's ready to go. Here's the windup and the pitch, and that's in for a strike. The count now 0-1. No balls, 1 strike, the count, and the pitch. And that is chopped foul, and still hanging on. No balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. They got him. And that will conclude the inning. Braden Carpathios putting that one out of reach as we take a look at the instant replay of his home run. We head for the 3rd inning, San Antonio leading at 9-2. And we'll be right back as Angel Ortiz, Soretti, and Pena will lead it off for Amarillo when we come back. Now set to go for the top of the third right now on the Missions Baseball Network. Thank you, Bob. Here is Angel Ortiz. As he comes in, we'll take a strike inside. And it's the count now at 0-1. Welcome you into the third inning here today on our broadcast. And that one is high and outside is 1-1. Great crowd we have here today. A lot of chairs still emptied. So please come on by and fill them up. Looking for a high crowd to come in. And we'll give you the rally total there at the top of the 8th inning. Here's the 2-1. That one skied high in the air. And Murphy still trying to find it. Can't get there, but yep, he got it. Just before it hit the ground. Ooh, and I tell you one thing, it is bright out here with the sun and clouds. Doesn't make a great combination anyway. Here is Danny Soretti as he'll take in a ball, and the count now 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes. The pitch. And that's in for a strike. The count now 1-1. Here's a 1-1. That one high fly in the air, foul. And the count now at 1-2. 1-2, here's the pitch. And that one is high. That's deep. And it's gone. And that one is the first one for Soretti today. They still chip the deficit. And still trying to trail. I mean, San Antonio is doing pretty good. Leading just 7 runs. Or should I say 6 runs? I have to do my math. 6 plus 3 is 9. So it would be a 6-run deficit for San Antonio here in this one. Was that your favorite subject during school? Yeah. Is that a rhetorical question there, Bob? That's down for the base hit, up to straightaway left field, and that will be in front of Kai Murphy. But I tell you one thing, it is getting pretty interesting as we're having a high-scoring affair here today. Only 12 runs combined. Ryan Waldschmidt coming in, 0 for 1 flyout. Just in the third inning on a Sunday afternoon. And that is going to be high fly in the air, out of play, foul. And the count now at 1-1. Here's pitch. That one crushed deep to straightaway center, and that is gone. Ooh, now they stretch it to 4. Man, and they are coming back alive. The bats are hot on this Sunday afternoon. 82 degrees as we all look at it. But man, I tell you one thing, it's getting pretty interesting as we all look at it. 100 mile per hour on the exit velocity, 425 by Waldschmidt. And here is A.J. Vukovic as he'll come in. No balls, 1 strike. He is 1 for 1 single by Vukovic here for Amarillo. The 0-1. That one high in the air, and that'll drift out of play, foul. Yeah, we got a great crowd today as we get going. And time is going to get called as here comes the manager. And that'll bring in Dyson Acosta. Well, Hawkins is out of this ball game. And so far given up that 1 home run that costed him his time out of this game. Dyson Acosta coming in. He's got three choices: sinker, slider, changeup. Pretty good as he'll get going for San Antonio here in this one. But most evidently, things could turn around for Amarillo just by looking at their home runs and seeing what they could do. That one's high fly in the air. First pitch by Acosta is up to right field by Braden Carpathios as he'll make the play for out number 2. Jose Fernandez was a 2-run shot back in the second inning, is 1 for 1. Got to say, a pretty good time we're having here at the ballpark and watching these guys hit the baseball. Amarillo goes home. They'll take on Wichita to start Tuesday. San Antonio heads north to Oklahoma. Take on the Tulsa Drillers. It's right there in the count now, 0-2. Beautiful third base shot as we all look at it. And a pitch. And that's going to be right there. Line drive, base hit to center as center fielder Kai Roberts tries to get it corralled and evidently can't catch up to it. Gentel Lewis coming in now as he'll lead it off. And that's in for a strike. The count now 0-1. 0 for 1 line out here in this ball game. So after this ball game, I know we're doing the traveling and stuff. But anyway, I guess it's got to say pretty good on that. Yeah. Well, you know that Tulsa is 8 hours and 28 minutes from San Antonio. And so far, kind of a long way, right, Bob? Got to say it is. Right there, first baseman. The first baseman makes the play. And that is out number 3. But, yeah, lots of home runs here in this half inning. And we are going to the bottom of the third. San Antonio leading it 9-5. Kai Murphy, Castañon, and Acuna will lead it off in the bottom of the third when we come back. Bounce at the go for the bottom of the third, right now on the Missions Baseball Network. 8-hole batter is Kai Murphy. 8-9-1 due up in the bottom half of the third for San Antonio. So far, pretty good. Here is the pitch. That one is outside, and the count now at 1-1, but called for a strike. And here's the pitch. That's a popper right there up to second. Throw down to first in time, and that is out number 1. Marcos Castañon, the next batter coming up for San Antonio. 0 for 1 strikeout. About ready to go here in this one. Boy, Frisco and Tulsa will get going at 4:05 to start their series finale. Could have wished this year San Antonio would have had Arkansas and Tulsa here in the Alamo City. Evidently kind of sad when we look at the schedule for this year that those two teams don't come to the Alamo City. Most evidently we go there and they don't come here, so that is sad. And I got to say, John, I completely, wholeheartedly agree with you.
Ball 3.
You know, my friend lives in Tulsa, and so far, I just want to see his team come up against San Antonio and stuff. Well, the call was overturned. Now it's 2-2. And the pitch. That one, slow roller, too short. Throw down to first and a footstep away. And that is out number 2. Francisco Acuna, the next batter up as we turn over the lineup cards. He was a 2 RBI double in the first inning. It's 1 for 2. So far, pretty good day ahead as we get going here. Boy, Midland and Springfield tied at 2-2 in the top half of the 7th inning. So far, a pretty good one there at Blue River Stadium. Francisco Acuna coming in, and that's going to be down outside as 1-1. Or 1-2, I do apologize.
No, that's a ball.
And that is outside for the ball. The count now 2-2. That one is high fly in the air. And in perfect timing, as that will do. So no runs, hits, or errors, and nobody left on for San Antonio. 4th inning coming up. San Antonio with the lead, 9-5. Serta, Hurley, and Ortiz will lead it off when we come back for the top of the 4th for Amarillo here in this one. Bounce at the go for the Amarillo 4th inning, right now on the Missions Baseball Network. One and two, top of 4. That one is skied high in the air, straight away. And that's not going to be in time as that's going to bounce the fence. And that will get in for a ground rule double. Evidently a hot, humid day, so yes, the baseball will tend to fly out of the ballpark. Much more anticipated as we see in the ball games. Jack Hurley coming back up as we turn over the lineup cards for Amarillo. 1 for 2 double last time round. Here's the pitch. And that's in for a strike. It's the count now 0-2. San Antonio 9-5 here in the ball game here today. And that is fouled off, still hanging on. No balls, 2 strikes to count, and the pitch. Swing and a miss, got him. Coming in. Wind up and the pitch, and ooh, ouch. That hit him. So that will hit the batter and the catcher, as that will ricochet right off of him. Danny Soretti coming in now. And there's going to be one. And everybody is going to get safe. So now, the first time around, that Amarillo will get their bases loaded. Manuel Pena, 1-for-2 single. Coming in, and here's the pitch.
Strike.
And that's a strike. And the count now 0-1. Ooh, they could do damage here. 4 runs tied up. Here's the 0-1. And that one is foul. And the count now at 0-2. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss. They got him. Man, that would make everybody happy when you see somebody getting down on strikes. Left fielder Ryan Walschmidt's coming in now. As he was a 2-run shot in the 3rd inning, is 1-for-2. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be right there. Line drive, foul. And the count now 0-1. Bases loaded, top of the 4th inning. San Antonio in a imminent threat.
No.
And that's down and in for the ball. The count now 1-1. Four runs could easily get evaporated with a grand slam.
Ball 2.
And that's ball 2. So the count now 2-1. Nowhere to put anybody. That's a situation that most pitchers could try to avoid. But most evidently, it could get very serious if you get a base hit or a grand slam right out of the ballpark.
Ball.
And that's down for the ball. The count now 3-1. That batter is saying, you ain't going to fool me. Here's the 3-1. And that's in for a strike. The count now at full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. 3-2 offering. And that is high for ball 4. A run in to score. And that'll put them up to a 3-trail lead against San Antonio. A.J. Vukovich coming in. 1-for-2 single. Boy, this could be like last night.
Yep.
Amarillo was just getting some runs in, and San Antonio was definitely doing the same thing. As we look at it, the Sod Poodles won it 12-10. Tie ball game getting into extras. That's right there. Line drive, straight away. That's in for 1. That's in for 2. And that's going to be an RBI single with 2 runs coming in across the score. They'll chip the deficit now to 1. Man, not a good thing when you come in. Now you got some more runners on. That is for sure, and they could do a lot more damage. And here's Jose Fernandez as he'll take a sinker in for a strike. Hits the count now, 0-1. Home run single, 2 RBIs, 2 for 2 in this one. No balls, 1 strike. And that's going to be right there, foul. And the count now 0-2. Still hanging on at no balls, 2 strikes. 2 on, 2 out, top of the 4th. It's San Antonio 9, Amarillo 8. And that's going to be right there, straight away in time, as that will be out as second. And the side is quickly retired. Well, 3 runs come in on 5 hits, no errors, and they leave 2 on. Bottom of the 4th, San Antonio leading it 9-8. Kai Roberts will come in. Salas and Sanabria will also come in as well as we head to the bottom of the 4th on this Sunday afternoon. Bow set to go for the bottom of the fourth, right now, the Missions Baseball Network. Center fielder Kai Roberts coming in, 2-3-4, due up for the San Antonio Missions. And it's the count now, 0-1 as getting going here. Wind up and the pitch. That one's slow roller, straightaway second, in time for the out at first.
Now batting, catcher
Ethan Salas coming up now as 1-for-2 single. And San Antonio being trailed in this ball game by a run against Amarillo. 9-8 our score, bottom of 4. Now, if you're just tuning in with us, it's a good thing that you are, because you might just see that these two teams worthy of getting a W here on the road or here at home. Right there, line drive straightaway, right field, base hit. Man, and the home crowd is getting overly curious about how San Antonio is going to play these parts and stuff. And for sure. They got to get to a point where they're going to say, okay, we need to drive the ball up the left or whatever they can to try not to get those guys to catch it or whatever it is. But here is Romeo Sanabria as he'll come in. We'll take a strike inside. It's the count now, 0-2. But I'll tell you one thing, that's how baseball, prospects will catch the ball to get outs and either ground balls or double plays or whatever it is. That's just the way how it works. Yeah, you're right, Bob. Here's a 1-2, and that is a called third strike, and that is out number 2. Okay, what is those dogs doing? Are they playing? I guess they're playing. Hey, what are you doing? Hey, no, stop doing that. No. Oh my goodness, I see what he's doing. Hey, don't hump his leg, will you? Hey, quit doing that. Bob, get your dog under control, will you? Yeah, I don't know what's going on with this one dog, but I don't mean to tell you. How about one dog come over here and the other dog stays on your side? Okay, well, that sounds like a good idea. Ground ball straight away up to first in time, and that will do for the half inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on for San Antonio as the 5th inning comes up next. And San Antonio with the lead, 9-8. So we'll be right back as Genzel Lewis will lead it off for the Sod Poodles when we come back. Bow set to go as we enter the top of the 5th inning right now on the Missions Baseball Network. Denzel Lewis coming in, 891, due up against Dyson Acosta. Coming in for San Antonio is on the mound. 9-8 our score here in the top of the and 2. High-scoring ball game today here at Wolf Stadium. And that is going to get foul. And the count now at 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes the count now in the 5th inning. That one foul. So still staying alive here in this one. Already 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and Frisco and Tulsa would get ready to go. That's a line drive straightaway up the left field for a base hit. Evidently the Tulsa Drillers and Frisco Rough Riders getting ready to play in the next hour. So pretty good of those 2 ball clubs, the Dodgers and Texas Rangers. Pretty good ball associations with the Double A's. 2 for 2, a single with Serta today being the catcher for the Sod Poodles. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss. Got him. Right there in the count now, 0-2. Well, got to be careful when you try to get in and thinking that you're not clearly out of this one yet. Most definitely, you could get not only that, but something else. High in the air, straight away. Up the right field is Braden Carpathios as he will make the play for the out. And there's one down. Plenty of time to come out to the ball game here this afternoon, and so far, lots of people joining us here on this Sunday afternoon. Last game of the week here in San Antonio, then gone next week for Tulsa. Tuesday morning, 11 o'clock, Wednesday morning, or should I say 12 o'clock for Wednesday. Got to correct myself on that, looking at the schedule. So, 2 day games. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night at 7:05. A Sunday game at 1:05. There for next week. That will be fouled off. The count now 0-2. Here's the windup and the pitch, and that is going to be lofted high in the air, straightaway left, and that is out of fair view and foul. And the count now 0-2. The pitch. Called third strike. They got him. And that's a third strikeout for Dyson Acosta as he comes in and gets that one. Pretty good night thus, or should I say a pretty good afternoon thus far. Would say we're not playing night games for at least a while now. I mean, this apparently last night was our last night game for a while. Angel Ortiz 1 for 2 with a single he had earlier. And that's going to be right there. Line drive. That's a base hit. Going to second and third, and he's going to have a single, and that'll put runners at first and third. Still 2 away in the inning. Not a good thing when you get up there and you find out, uh-oh, I got to do something else. Maybe change it up a little bit or something, but we'll have to wait and see. Here is Danny Soretti as he comes in. The count now 0-1. Solo shot back in the third is 1 for 3 for today. Here's the pitch. And that is right there. Throw down. And not in time as the tying run is across the score. And it's now 9-9. Could be anybody's ball game here today. And so far, you look at that one, he is across the plate and safely in. beats the throw. Good job for him. Manuel Pena coming in. And here's the pitch to him, as that's going to be a ground ball straightaway up to second, right into first, and in time. And that will put the side to the side retired. A run in to score on 3 hits, no errors, and 2 left on. Bottom of the 5th inning, and we are tied 9-9 as we go to the bottom of the 5th. This proud broadcast is brought to you in part by West Creek Trail Rides of San Antonio. For more, book with us at westcreektrailrides.com and book your time, and you are good to go. About set to go for the bottom of the 5th right now for San Antonio, the Missions Baseball Network. Philip Abner is coming in, a left-hander, getting ready to go in relief. 4.91 ERA, 400 over a 300, 27.8 percentage in strikeout rates, and also been in 5 games there in Amarillo. So far, this is game 6 for him. Albert Fabian coming in is 1 ball and no strikes. That's a swing and a miss. The count now at 1-1. 9-9 ball game, tied up here in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Ball 2.
Correct me if I stutter a bit. I'm working on that. I've been doing that for the past 6 years, and I gotta say, it's just kind of rough when you be like, huh? What? 2 balls, 2 strikes in the bottom of the 5th inning. Two balls, 2 strikes to count now to Albert Fabian, and that's a swing and a miss, and that is out number 1. Gotta say, not pretty good when you have to get down there and try to get something going. That is for sure. Rosemont Verdugo coming in now as he'll take a slider down and in. Is 1 ball and no strikes. Beautiful day in Frisco compared to San Antonio. They got partly cloudy skies. Sun beating down on the players and the teams of the Tulsa Drillers and Frisco Rough Riders. Boys, they get started with their game. Top of the first inning. And that is a swing and a miss for Dugo down on strikes. And that is the second strikeout for Philip Abner. Now leading it off is 8-hole batter Kai Murphy. Fouls that one away, and the count now at 0-1. Boy, Midland and Springfield almost done with their ball game. Rockhounds have a good lead, 4-2. And that's going to be right there. Ground ball straightaway short in time at first, and that's the inning. No runs hit to Rivers, and nobody left on for San Antonio as we head to the top of the sixth inning, and it's 9-9. Well, we'll go ahead and give you instant replay here on this Sunday afternoon as we played half a game here today. And so far, a full crowd coming out to what is known as a high-scoring ball game and home run derby. That's kind of what it looks like there, John. It really does. Overcast conditions here in San Antonio, Texas. And so far, pretty good. About set to go for the sixth inning for Amarillo. As you look at your line score across the screen, absolutely love how that is. It's always really good. The batter now is Ryan Walschmidt. As he comes in, and here's the sixth inning, ready to go, in for the strike, and it's the count now, 0-1. The 0-1.
No, inside.
Sinker is outside, the count now 1-1. 9-9 tie, top of the sixth inning as Ryan Waldschmidt is up to the plate for Amarillo. Fouls that one off, and the count now 1-2. Can't wait to be back with y'all on Tuesday, May 5th, as that will be against the visiting Midland Rockhounds. Rockhounds in town, and even for my birthday weekend, which that would be pretty good. And that's a swing and a miss, and that he blew it right by him. And that's the fourth one for Dyson Acosta. And here is A.J. Vukovic, 2 for 3, 2 singles and 2 RBIs of today. So far, bottom half of the eighth inning for Springfield, and boy, still not doing too good. Rockhounds got a good chance of winning that one if they can hold up the 2 runs. Arkansas just called their ball game, and so far they got Corpus Christi by 1 run. It was 4-3. The 0-2 delivery. And that's down outside, and the count now 1-2. Costa looked like he's getting tired, so that just means that the manager's going to come out and get him going with a new arm. We'll have Logan Gillespie coming in now as Acosta will be out of the ball game, and so far that will pretty much do for him. Arkansas 10-11 as they beat Corpus Christi by that final score of 4-3. So that was a pretty good one. Gillespie at an ERA 2.57, 12-9 percentage on the strikeout rate. And so far, pretty good. Gillespie now pitching for San Antonio. 1-2, here's the pitch. High pop-up straightaway in foul grounds, and that is out foul. And the count now at 1-2. Here's the pitch.
Ball
And
2.
that is outside. Still hanging on. 9-9 ball game here in the top of the sixth. And that is fouled off. And still holding on is the 2-2. 2-2, one more time. Swing and a miss. Got him. And that is out number 2 as Volkovich is going down on strikes. Jose Fernandez, the shortstop, is 2 for 3. And here's the pitch.
No, that's a
And the
ball.
sweeper is outside, and the count now at 1 ball, no strikes. Boy, San Antonio and Amarillo going this afternoon. Amarillo tying up with San Antonio today. 9-9 is the score. Tulsa and Frisco as well going. So final 4 ball clubs of today going at it. We'll check in our score as Northwest Arkansas winning. And do believe, I think we dealt with them and stuff. So they got in and got that one going. 3 balls and 1 strike the count. And here's the pitch. That one fouled in the way, and that's the count now at 3 balls, 2 strikes. 3-2, one more time. And that is chopped foul. Wichita winning a game or actually, it was Northwest Arkansas winning those 2 games. So now they will be up in second place. They will put Wichita down. And so far a pitch clock violation came in. Wichita will get another loss after that doubleheader, putting them tied up against Arkansas at 10-11. Jantel Lewis coming in as he'll hit that one out of play foul, and the count now at 0-1. The pitch, and that is foul. No balls, 2 strikes, the count now to Jantel Lewis called. As that will do, we now head to the bottom of the 6th inning and tied at 9. Back here for more Missions baseball as we get ready to go. As Juan Burgos gets ready to go out on the mound for Amarillo in relief. Now set to go for the bottom of the sixth. Right now, the Missions Baseball Network. Juan Burgos coming in now. ERA 6.08. Strikeout at 21.5 percentage rates. As he gets ready to go for Amarillo here this afternoon. We'll lead off the bottom of the sixth inning as Marcos Castañon greets him up. And the sinker is inside for a strike, and the count now is 0-1. Bryce Jarvis and Sean Dubin, two right-handers coming in for the Sod Poodles bullpen.
Ball, no.
And so far, pretty good on top of that. And that's a pitch is inside. The count now 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. And the pitch, swing and a miss. They got him. Blew it right by him for the out. And there's 1 down. Francisco Acuna coming in as 1 for 3. He had the double, 2 RBIs. 2 RBI double. And that is right there. And the count now 0-1 to Acuna as he gets going.
That's a ball.
Sweeper is outside. And the count now 1-1. 9-9 ball game, bottom of the sixth inning. And that cutter is chopped foul. Still hanging on.
Ball 2.
And that is right there. And the count now 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch. That one is skied high in the air, straight away right field. Right fielder has it, and that's out number 2.
Now batting, the center fielder, number 2.
The center fielder is Kai Roberts, is 2 for 3, double, single, and a 2 RBI run. But gotta say, pretty good on that. Ground hopper straight away, and that's a base hit. The tie-breaking run is on first base now, but still just a little ways to go until this game here is over. Now that'll bring in Ethan Salas. That one is high in the air, up in foul grounds. Third base will get it, and that is out number 3. So it was playable, but now as we go to the 7th inning, we're still tied. 9-9 our score as we head for the 7th inning. Christian Serta will lead it off once we get going for the 7th inning here in San Antonio, and we're tied at 9. Top half of the seventh inning set to go for Amarillo right now on the Missions Baseball Network. Christian Serta coming in now, 9-1-2 due up here in the seventh inning as we get going again. Is ready to go, and the pitch is in for a strike. The count now 0-1. Logan Gillespie coming in for San Antonio on the mound. And that is going to get out of play, and the count now 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes to count. And that's going to be right there, high fly in the air. And right to left field as Kai Murphy runs it down for out number 1. Jack Hurley coming in. He'll lead it off as we go back to the top of the batting order. And the pitch right there, and the count now 0-1. Got to say, pretty good on top of that. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be right there. And that will go right to center fielder Kai Roberts as he will get the out. Angel Ortiz coming in for 2 for 3, 2 singles and a run. Here's the windup and the pitch. And that's ground ball straight away first. And the first baseman, Sanabria, will take it himself for the out. So now we go to the bottom half of the seventh inning on this Sunday afternoon. And we're tied at 9. So we'll be right back as Romeo Sanabria will lead it off. The bottom of the 7th. Enjoy the 7th inning stretch. Now set to go for the bottom of the seventh, right now on the Missions Baseball Network. Romeo Sanabria coming in as we made it to the bottom of the seventh inning on this Sunday afternoon as he'll hit sharply a ground ball straight away short, and time is out number one.
Now batting, the right fielder, Braden.
That'll bring up the right fielder, Braden Carpathios. 3 RBIs, 2 runs, 2 for 2 of today. Home run single as well getting on him. And that's going to be right there, line drive, and that's a base hit. He's going for 2. The relay not in time, and he'll slide in safely, as that'll be a 1-out double for Carpathios. And that's going to bring in the designated hitter, Albert Fabian. Fabian coming in will take a ball outside, and the count now 1-0. Fabian tripled, 2 RBIs, 1 for 3 with a run. Getting pretty good for San Antonio, don't you think, Bob? I think so. It's really good. Right there, ground ball straight away up to short and the second and first, and that is 2 down. Tie-breaking run is 90 feet from scoring in. All it takes is 1 base hit, and your team can jump out ahead. Well, it looks like that's going to do for this guy, as that will be it for him as he played his piece. And that'll bring up a right-hander, Sean Dubin. Dubin at 5.08 ERA. 19.3 percentage with a .328, .243. He's pitched 33 and a half innings on 30 games, and so far a pretty good one. Rosemond Verdugo coming in now. Runner at third and 2 away. The tie-breaking run just hits 90 feet away. Looking to crack this one open. Here's the pitch. That one is high fly in the air. Right field is running it down. Won't get there. And that will land out of touch. 1 ball, 1 strike. The pitch. That's going to be right there. Line drive. And woo, that nearly hit the ground. But that will be the side retired. No runs on a hit. No errors. 1 left on for San Antonio, as we head for the 8th inning, and we're tied at 9-9. Bounce set to go for the top half of the 8th inning for Amarillo, right now on the Missions Baseball Network. Danny Soretti coming in as we get set to go. Top of the 8th inning in a tie ball game. And the pitch, and that's a 12-inch curve, and the count now is 1-0. Down to the final 2 innings here today. Boy, so far, Frisco and Tulsa going at it. And they're not going to like that one, as that will be an overturned call. And that'll be 2 balls and no strikes. Top of the 5th inning, Frisco leading Tulsa 1-0. Really a good thing. And that is in for a strike. The count now at 2-1. Do believe that Wichita getting their 11th, or should I say no, it will be Northwest Arkansas getting that one.
Ball.
And that's going to be a ball. And I'm going to have to see. Northwest Arkansas. Yep, they got their 2 right there. So the Naturals will move up to 2nd place.
Take your base. Ball 4.
And that's going to be ball 4 on the pitch clock violation. So Wichita getting a... Yeah, we're going to have to take a look at that instead. But Northwest Arkansas getting a... Or actually not a double game, but I would say it would be a win. We would have to check on that. No balls, 1 strike. Runner at first after a intentional walk on a pitch clock violation. And so far, we'll have to take a look and see. Here's the 0-2. That's a high pop-up. Kai Murphy getting under it. And we'll make the play for out number 1. All right, so Wichita will most evidently get in and get something going. They'll be 12 and 10. That is, or actually 12 and 9 for the win surge. Northwest Arkansas is did they count that right? I would have to look at Northwest Arkansas standings. So, gotta say, the Naturals, we are overly confused. I mean, don't know how, but...
Time, that's a ball.
And they're going to get a block right on him, and that's going to be a runner at third. Ryan Walschmidt coming in as the 5-hole batter. And that's going to be in for a strike. The count now 0-1. Most definitely would have to figure that thing out. Here's the 0-1. And that's in for a strike. The count now 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. The pitch by Gillespie, and that is a swing and a miss, and he'll go down on strikes. Here is A.J. Vukovic. Ready or not, here he goes. And that's in for a strike. The count now 0-1. 2 for 4, 2 singles, 2 RBIs, and a run. Gotta say, this ball game getting pretty good, John. Yeah, it sure is. That's right there. Ground ball. And they got him. Right there at the plate. They'll team up and gun him down. And that we're still tied. Bottom half of the 8th inning coming up, and we are tied 9-9. As we get ready to go for the bottom of the 9th inning, right next on the Missions Baseball Network. About set to go for the bottom of the 8th right now on the Missions Baseball Network. Kai Murphy coming up now as we lead off the bottom of the 8th inning for San Antonio. Wind up and a pitch. That one is outside as 1 ball and no strikes. Bryce Jarvis and Grant Holman coming in. 2 right-handers warming up in the Sod Poodles bullpen. So far, pretty good. That's right there. Line straight away center, and that is out number 1.
Now back, second baseman, Marco.
Marcos Castañon is 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts, 1 ground out. So far, got the final 4 today playing baseball. Tulsa at Frisco, Amarillo at San Antonio. No balls, 1 strike. Join us Tuesday morning in Tulsa, 11 a.m. our first pitch. Gates open 10 at DCJ Field. The Drillers and San Antonio Missions. And that's going to be right there, a caught ball by the reliever Sean Dubin.
The shortstop,
Francisco Acuna coming in now. Boy, this could be another 1, 2, 3 inning. And so far, a lot of these innings. And, ooh, ouch. Acuna was struck by that fastball. And that's going to bring in center fielder Kai Roberts. Roberts coming in is ready to go. Double, 2 singles, 2 RBIs to him. And that's the count now, 0-1. Runner at first, 2 outs. Bottom of the 8th inning, 9-9 ball game. Tie-breaking run coming in. And that's going to be right there. Line drive straight away, and that's a base hit. It'll look like the crowds are going to get wild as San Antonio tries to get a run in to score and try to win the finale here today. That'll bring in Ethan Salas. Salas coming in. We'll take that one outside as 1 ball and no strikes. And what the heck is this all about? So they're going to overturn it, and now it's going to be a rejected ball. So now no balls and 1 strike. That's right there. Second for the 4th out, inning over. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 left on for San Antonio as we head to the 9th and it's tied at 9. So we'll be back here as Jose Fernandez, Luis, and Cerda will lead it off for Amarillo when we come back. Now set to go for the top of the 9th inning right now on the Missions Baseball Network. Jose Fernandez coming in as we go to the top of the 9th inning on this Sunday afternoon. And the pitch is in for the strike, and the count now 0-1. No balls, one strike here in this one. And the pitch. That is chopped foul, and the count now 0-2. Frisco still leading Tulsa at 1-0, bottom of the fifth inning. Pretty good as we get going on. That one is high in the air and out of play. And the count now 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes to count. Called third strike. They got him. And that'll bring up Gentil Luis. Luis coming in, ready to go, and here's the pitch. They're going to argue that strike in there. And yep, that's what I kind of figured there, Bob. That's a ball. Yeah, gotta say, absolutely right, John. I agree, because that was not inside the plate. It was right outside the zone. Yep, that is right. 1 ball, no strikes, and that is foul. And the count now at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. That's going to be lofted high in the air, and that's going to get down as that's going to get for extra bases. The runner hits to second, and he'll stop there as he'll put the brakes on for Amarillo. And that's going to bring in Christian Serta. Serta coming in, ready to go, and he'll take that one in for a strike. And the count now 0-1. Already top of the 6th inning there in Frisco. Tulsa coming up to bat. So far the game is 3 up, 3 down innings, but here in San Antonio it's a high-scoring game. But so far not any more runs have came in, except Tulsa is trying to, or Amarillo I should say, trying to get in there and score in that tie-breaking run. Serta going down for the out, and 2 down. That'll bring up Jack Hurley. Center fielder is a 1 for 5 here today. 1 for 5, a double by Hurley. Here's the pitch, and that is outside. 1 ball and no strikes. One 0. And that's in for a strike. The count now 1-1. Here's a 1-1 delivery, and that is out of play, foul. Looking in is Logan Gillespie. And a pitch. And he's going to pop that one foul. And the count now 1-2. Here's the pitch. And sends it foul again. 1-2. Third time around fouls that one off. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count, and the pitch. And that's going to be a balk, and that is going to put the tie-breaking run in to score. And Amarillo will be up 10-9 as they will take front the lead. Here's a 1-2 delivery, and that's going to be lofted high in the air straight away in time as he'll run it down as Kai Murphy will get the play, and that ends the inning. So 1 run on no hits. Well, I should say 2 hits, no errors, nobody left. Bottom of the 9th on this Sunday afternoon. And we'll have Derek Law, a right-hander, coming out to pitch in for the Amarillo Sod Poodles when we come back. Bottom half of the ninth inning, set to go for San Antonio right now on the Missions Baseball Network. Derek Law coming in as his ERA 2.60, 20.8% rate, .273 over a .197 as he'll come in relief for Amarillo. We head for the bottom of the ninth as here is Romeo Sanabria as he will get things going here in this one. That one ground ball, straight short hop, straight away to second in time at first, and that is out number one. Right fielder is Braden Carpathios, 3 for 4, a home run with a single, 3 RBIs, and 2 runs. Afternoon coming abruptly to almost a mid to early evening. Triple shy of the cycle is Braden Carpathios. And that's going to be down and in for a ball, and the count now 1-1. San Antonio needs a home run to tie it up again. And that's right there. Deep, high, and that is gone! And how do you like that? Well, how did you know that was going to happen? I guess I might have been a forecaster. Well, San Antonio got the wish granted, and they will avoid elimination right off the bat. Albert Fabian coming in, 10-10 our score. The bottom half of the ninth inning. Could have extra innings today like we did last night. Sure thing there, Bob. Albert Fabian was 1 for 4, a triple, 2 RBIs. And so far, pretty good. That's right there, line drive, base hit, and the winning run is getting on board. And San Antonio could most definitely get a third place position if they beat Amarillo really good. They need a winning run to cross the plate. Rosemont Verdugo coming in. And that's right there, gloved by the second baseman. Boy, and that second baseman was on his high horse just watching that. Ty Murphy, the left fielder, coming in. Here is the pitch. And that is foul. And the count now at 0-1. Walked in the first is 0 for 3. San Antonio not done yet. 10-10 our score. Wind up and the pitch. And that is foul. And the count now 0-2. 10-14-0 for both sides. And the cutter is fouled. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 on. Winning run on first base. And the pitch. That's a high pop-up right there, second base. And that's going to do for this half inning. Braden Carpathios will tie it up. And that means we are going to the 10th inning as we are tied at 10. So we'll be right back. Hurley will start off at second. Angel Ortiz will get things going as we start the top of the 10th inning. About set to go for extra innings here in the Missions Baseball Network. Will Hurley is going to start out there as second. And so far that means we'll take a mound visit to get another reliever starting on for extra innings. Sean Boyle called up to the mound now as he'll be a right-hander. Four-seam slider, changeup, and a cutter coming in for San Antonio here in this one. So a pretty good night for baseball, or should I say mid-early evening. And that's going to be in for first pitch, warm-up toss. And here we go. That one fouled off, and it's 0-1, and we're underway in the top of the 10th inning. The pitch, and that is foul. So still staying on. No balls, 2 strikes. The pitch, that's going to be high fly in the air. Left fielder Roberts runs it down. Here he comes. And the runner will advance from second to third. And so far, pretty good on top of that. Danny Soretti coming in, 1 for 4. Home run, 2 RBIs, and 2 runs in for him for Amarillo today.
Yeah.
So far, gotta say, pretty nice as we get going. Here's the 0-1, and that's a high fly in the air, and that will go out of play, foul. No balls and 2 strikes, and that's going to be lofted out of play. And the count now 0-2. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Got him. So 2 up, 2 down. Runner still holding on at third. San Antonio looking to win it here in the bottom of the 10th if they can. Just one more out needed here in this one. Manuel Pena being that out as he'll swing and miss. The count now 0-1. 1 for 5 single and a run today by the Sod Poodles. Here's the 0-1, and that's going to be right there. Line drive. That's a base hit, and that run is in to score. RBI double by Manuel Pena, and they are taking back the lead. Amarillo now 11-10 here in this one. Explosive as it may be here at the ballpark today. Many times we see that, and we saw it last night as well. Down-tie fly in the air. Sanabria gets in foul grounds, makes the play for the out. Well, we go back, and we are going to the bottom of the 10th. 2 runs to win it, and Amarillo out in front, 11-10. So we're about set as Kai Murphy will start off at second. Marcos Castañon, the winning run, coming up to the plate for San Antonio when we come back. About set to go for the bottom of the 10th right now on the Missions Baseball Network. Marcos Castañon coming in 9-1-2, due up in the bottom of the 10th inning. And that is going to be right there. Line drive. Here comes the runner. Is across the score. And the third time around, we are tied. I repeat, we are tied. Now time to get something going. Missions need that winning run. Boy, Frisco still holding a 1-0 lead against the Tulsa Drillers. And so far, giving up that one lone run is what's kicking this guy out here this afternoon. That'll bring in Bryce Jarvis. 5.73 ERA, 21-4. A 300 over a 239 as he comes in. Third time, we are 11-11 score in this game. Kind of sound like that rodeo guy from the San Antonio Stock Show Rodeo, as we all hear. And that's going to be right there. Line drive, base hit, and there you go. Winning run is only at second. And all they have to do is knock in another home run or another base hit. That would really help as well. Gotta say, John, they can actually do it if they could keep their main focus and get her going. And that's going to be right there. Line drive. That's down. Base hit. He's coming. And he scores. And they walk it off. And that is the ball game. San Antonio takes the third place position. And now it's a 10-11 win and loss record. But wow, what a day as San Antonio walks it off in the final 12-11. Sean Boyle is the win. The loss is Derek Law, as he will take the W for San Antonio, which that is pretty good. Well, two teams are left. That is Tulsa and Frisco as they're going at it. Rough Riders have a one-run advantage against the Drillers, and they could probably win it in that one. So a pretty good day for San Antonio as they cruise into the third hole place. And they will be literally a game and a half or tied with Frisco. And so far, pretty good on that. Man, it just reminded me of last year when San Antonio took on Wichita, which that was pretty good. Well, anyway, our final through 10.5 innings worth of play here this afternoon. San Antonio 12, Amarillo 11. So yeah, a good day today as we close off the homestand. The second homestand of 2026 against the Sod Poodles. Well, anyway, we are headed home or actually, we're not headed home. We're at home right now, but we're fixing to go on the road as we head to Tulsa. Braden Cartathios is a player of the game, is 4 for 5, 2 home runs and 2 doubles. Winner on the mound is Sean Boyle as he gets credited with the W. The loss again, second time around, goes to Derek Law as he'll take the L. Well, anyway, I got to say, as of today, kids are getting ready to run the bases, and yep, there they go. Run around with the bases. The dogs could come out, run the bases along with them. Well, second time around, we've had a high-scoring ball game, just like on a Saturday night, and now a Sunday afternoon as we close it off against Amarillo here today. Sod Poodles will head home. They take on the Wind Surge. And so far, the San Antonio Missions heading off for Tulsa to start up a 6-game set. They'll play Tuesday morning at 11 o'clock. So make sure you guys are well aware that we will bring you that game in the early evening. And so far, pretty good on that. You know, besides working and so far getting things going for our new work week, we're definitely going to be working by that time. But don't forget, we will be live in the evening to bring you that morning game. And then Wednesday night, we will be live for the noon game as we bring you the 2 afternoon games. And yes, it'll be a late start on that one. Anyway, we thank y'all for coming in, and so far we'll get a good look at how everything will go on Tuesday, April 28th as we start up our new week. And we got to make sure that we are looking at things and making sure that everything is all good. Boy, and I tell you one thing, it was a pretty good day for San Antonio as they came in and they got something going. But tell you one thing, that was a pretty good day for San Antonio. Yeah, I got to say, John, it was a fun day. We really enjoyed it. And we got to thank our fans that came out here at the ball game. So thank y'all, everybody, for coming out, enjoying the game. And yes, we enjoyed y'all coming out and having a good time. That is for sure. Well, anyway, we are going to go ahead and get off the air. Thank y'all for coming and having your whole week with us. And so far, we're just super, super happy that y'all can spend it with us in this one. Well, anyway, I'm Jonathan Baker and my partner Bob, and for everybody here in San Antonio, final one more time, San Antonio 12, Amarillo 11, as they beat the Sod Poodles to claim the series finale victory here in San Antonio. So yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll hopefully take a look and see what we got. I do see, I think there are morning games on those. We'll refresh it and stuff. But yeah, we're trying to see what's going on here, and hey, there we go. All right. So San Antonio and Tulsa, Amarillo at Midland, Springfield and Northwest Arkansas will go 11 o'clock on those days. So 6 ball clubs will get 11:05 starts. Arkansas and Wichita, Frisco, and Corpus Christi will get evening starts on Tuesday. So anyway, thank y'all for tuning in to the broadcast, and we are off to Tulsa as we get ready to go. So y'all have a good evening. Be safe getting home. And see y'all on Tuesday, May 5th, as we have our start of a 12-game homestand as we take on the visiting Midland Rockhounds starting on Tuesday, May 5th. So everybody have a good day, and we'll see y'all soon.